Today we've got another quote we're going to talk about. I think I'm going to disagree with the quote today. Here it is. It's an excerpt. The attribution is Miyamoto Musashi from the Book of Five Rings. I don't know if that's accurate, but the quote is. You've probably heard before. It is better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. I've always had a hard time with this one. Because even if it is true, whether or not it is true, I should say. That's a horse. If it is true, I don't like it. But I'm also not sure it's true in the first place. We're doing the lights today, so we need fences, wood, torch, coal, stick. Let's try a couple. Yeah, so I don't like it. I don't like the idea of it, regardless. Partly probably because of some of the people who espouse it and the ends they seem to serve. Seems like it's oh, I wanted to change this path, this stone to dirt first. Let's do that. Yeah, I don't like where it leads. I like the idea that makes people like it. Seems to disincentivize peace in times that might call for it. But also just the thesis of the whole quote, I don't know if I agree with. When I think of a warrior in a garden, I don't imagine that person is very happy. It's very content with their lot. Because I think what I read into the quote, at least, is the fact that if you're a warrior, it's about your philosophy and your mindset about things. It's not just about whether you're martially trained, you know? It seems to say that, oh, being ready for violence is worth the price of not being able to find joy or happiness or purpose amidst a garden. So there's kind of one interpretation of the quote that might suggest that they're both equally unhappy because neither of them are fulfilling their purpose. The art they have trained for, the profession that allows them to be of value to a society, but also just to the events and circumstances and locations that surround them. So there's that. They're both just purposeless people. And in one sense, that's equally bad, because they're both equally without purpose amidst their circumstance. Then if you want to get to the nitty-gritty of it, do I keep redoing the same thing? I think I meant to do this. Will this spread down the hill? I'm hoping it will, because I don't have another option. Did I do all the stone? I think all the stone's pretty much hidden. Just need everything to be grass now. This will spread. Alright, sure, great. So then, starting from the point that suggests they're both equally without purpose, the, what's the word, empirical evidence would seem to suggest that they're both equally without purpose, but one is in more bodily danger than the other. So if we're measuring it in that way, yeah, maybe. But oh yeah, okay. Wait, I don't know actually. Yeah, I don't know if this will spread. Whatever, we'll leave it for now. Eat some potatoes. Make some paths. Didn't mean to do that. Paths. How about this? Yeah, I don't know. Did I want this to be 4 or just 3? It's already 4. Let's let it happen. I'm gonna do this a little bit for continuity. Alright, I'm liking how this feels. Yeah, have I voiced all of my disagreement with the quote? I don't know. I definitely don't like the spirit of it, because I prefer to incentivize peaceful occupations. Most of the time, at least. Most circumstances. But maybe that's not even true. Not really sure. I think it's not, I think it's sad. I think it's not good to be a warrior with no other purpose. Oh, do I have? I do. Perfect. I think you need to be a warrior with a cause. A good cause at that. A benevolent cause. Then you also need something to turn into after. You need something to fight for yourself as well. I guess a lot of warriors just fight for other people. But I'm not satisfied with that personally. Let's do another one right here. There we go. I don't think it's fair to ask someone to fight. And not allow them the promise of a world they can live in the aftermath as well. Which is a little paradoxical because war requires a lot of people to die, never having seen the fruits of their labor. Hopefully peace. Which is why, yeah, it's something I've got a lot of conflicting feelings about at all. Whether, I mean, who likes the idea of war? Some people, but I don't think many people. But a lot of my adolescence, I think, was kind of built around disliking the idea of war and violence in particular. More than the average person. It was a philosophical practice of mine growing up. At least once I was my late adolescence, teenage years. Starting in middle school, but Really producing fruit in high school. Let's do another one over here. How about here? Can I reach it? Yes, I can. Beautiful. It's such a crunchy sound, the debarking the tree. Whoa, what is this? What is this? Fireworks start? No, fireworks are a thing, but what the heck? Why is this head here? Oh! This is the shape. So, like, it'll look like a pigment's face in the sky. Oh, fascinating. I didn't even know you could do that. I just thought all fireworks were just regular fireworks. Because I wouldn't have learned if not for this crafting interface. Torches is what I'm here for. So yeah, I feel like I should come to a close on my conversation about this. So why my heart wants the quote to count for the opposite of what it stands for. I want a quote that says it's better to be a gardener in a war than a warrior in a garden. Why do I want that? Try to explain my feelings on it. It is mostly feelings. I don't think there's a lot of... Maybe there's some data. Maybe there's some data. I think... to me, it seems like a gardener in a war has more happiness than a warrior in a garden. Why do I think that? And I am suggesting that happiness is either more or equally as important as surviving bodily, as in not dying. Because I think the quote seems to assert that living longer is more important. That continuing to live is more important than being happy amidst life. Maybe that's the thesis that I kind of disagree with at my core. I think the happiness is more important than survival. So yeah, I guess as a example, I mean, a lot of like sci-fi and fantasy stories kind of deal with this question, and just stories of how much is survival worth? Does survival have intrinsic value? Most people, oddly to me, I feel like a lot of stories assume that survival has intrinsic value. And I just don't think that's true. I don't think survival has value in and of itself. I remember wishing more stories kind of discuss that instead of just assuming it. But some definitely discuss it. Here we go. Maybe I'll make some fireworks. How hard is it? Go into the crafting menu again in a second. Let's do one more right here. Is this gonna be too many lampposts? Yeah, I guess maybe that's the thesis I'm trying to get at, which is that I don't think survival has intrinsic value. I think the value is arrived at by the purpose, contentment, happiness of the being that survives. So you have to survive in order to have it, but surviving itself doesn't provide any goodness or value. It feels like the quote is within an essay, and it is just an excerpt. I have no idea what the actual work is about. But it seems like the thesis of the work that the quote is part of seems to be saying the opposite of my beliefs, which is why I don't like it in my gut. I think I'm putting too many lampposts. But I keep seeing that there's like huge little dark spots, you know? But maybe it'll be really pretty if there's tons of them. Yeah, right here's good. Should I do it? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I remember like I never used to concern myself with fireworks in Minecraft back in the day. But the point of this playthrough, as I continue to restate, is to consider my in-game quality of life. Fireworks are definitely feel like something that would increase that. So, is there a creeper there? No, just the grass. So, I should be considering actually building fireworks every once in a while. Alright, so I can build a rocket if I do paper, straight up paper. Do I have a sugarcane spot near this village? I don't think I do. Let's do that right now. Let's go get some and plant it. Some sand. Ooh, zombie villager! If I were a good person, I would cure all the zombie villagers. Something I'll consider. But I need the means to do it. I guess that could be a long-term goal as well. Acquiring the means to do that. I wouldn't even have to go to the nether. No, I would. I was gonna say I wouldn't, because the first village we started in, has a church and a, what do you call the potion making machine? Brewing stand? Brewing table stand? But we need nether wart for the base version of potions, and that is in the nether. So we would need diamonds or to use some sort of speedrun strategies to make a nether portal. Which is, I mean, one of the base rules, I guess, was no exploits. So I think we need diamonds. Base rules of the series. Alright, how we doing here? Any grass coming? Oh, I think the grass is all coming. I think it spreads down the hill. Wonderful. This is going to be awesome. Let's look out over the village. See all the... See, I made a good amount, but it feels like I made more than I did. I feel like looking down at it afterward. I don't think... It doesn't look like there's as many as I feel I did. We got there. We got there in the end. This thing can go... This was just to observe the shape of the house. I'm considering putting windows in here. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Can we reach it all from here? We're gonna have to go to sleep soon, probably. Where's my clock? Did I put it in the, chest? Let's hope so. No! That is what you call a bummer. Oh, it's time to sleep already. Perfect. Let's have some dinner. Let's make some bread. We haven't had bread in a while. I kind of want to make a, like, fake oven to make the bread in. Remember I did that back when I was younger? I'd, like, put a furnace above it, and then, like, a slab and a little crafting table under it, so I could feel like I was baking the bread instead of crafting it. Let's have... Do we have enough hunger for all three of these? No, we don't. We don't even have enough hunger. Oh, we have for two of them. Let's have bread and... No, bread and carrots. Yeah, good dinner, good dinner. Alright, I guess we'll continue lighting everything up tomorrow, or take a break from that and do something else. That is a problem for tomorrow. Alright, see everybody then. We will have another quote. We'll see.